Listen to the voice of the people. From the east side, the voice start to rise. A mind speak truth, they cover up with lies. He say, make me open our eyes. Make me see the danger before he surprise. He shout from the radio waves. He talk about the future and the grave. But many people laugh that time. Now the whole nation, they feel the sound. When one man cried for justice and the world refused to hear. The pain don't be for one tribe, the pain belong to everywhere. Freedom for them, the freedom for them, children. If one voice speak the truth, why the chains still there? Freedom for justice, freedom for the land. If one man fight for the people, then the people must stand. Freedom for the land, freedom for the land, freedom for the land. He talks it, darkness they come. Blood for village, tears for home. Farmers cry for the field. Many stories never revealed. From Meru to Plateau, from Kaduna to the east side road. People they ask the same question: why peace still hard to hold? Different tribes but one nation. They don't know religion. If justice stands for the truth, then freedom must come soon. Freedom for Kano today, freedom for Nigeria tomorrow. If justice no speak today, the land go drown in sorrow. Freedom for the people, freedom for the land. Nigeria rise together, make peace hold on.
Worship any idol, we don't bow before anything born of a woman. We worship only Chukwuka as he commanded us. That is why we are blessed. That is why we are healed. That is why we are made whole all the time. And that is why his kingdom will come on this very earth as it is in heaven. And that kingdom is Biafra. And the whole world will rejoice. They will know that once again light has been restored to humanity. And his name will be worshipped on this very earth forever and ever and ever. He said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. I command the armies of Biafra, and by the special grace of Chukwuka Biama, I also direct Radio Biafra. I will serve the wonderful people of Biafra in this life and beyond, without blemish, without corruption, without retreating, and without surrendering, because it is either Biafra or death. Biafra or death. The kingdom of heaven is what we fight for, not the kingdom of man on the face of this very earth. That is why the manifestation of this very effort we are making must come before the eyes of men, that they may know indeed that Chukwuka Biama, who resideth in heaven, is the owner and creator of everything around us. We will proceed to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary. If somebody is not listening to Radio Biafra where they are, if they complain to you, please tell them that they can participate. Tell them they can partake, and tell them to call the number that is open for all to call should they wish to be part of what we are doing. There is fraud everywhere. There are killings everywhere, as usual in the Zoological Republic. There are people dying needlessly. There are people going without food. There is hunger. There is deprivation. There is high-class looting. There is thievery. There is child molestation. There is rape. Everything that is ugly you can think of in the hearts of men is prevalent in the zoological republic. That is why we expose evil, and that is why we will continue to expose evil. The number to call if you cannot receive Radio Biafra via CHK 102.1 is 01-440-5265. I repeat, 01-440-5265. There is also another line, 01-440-5266. 01-440-5266. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. The whole of the heaven and this very earth are listening. Even angels in heaven listen to Radio Biafra. If not, how come all over the world they are talking about us? How come even in Italy they are mentioning Radio Biafra? They are saying that this war will never end, that we are continuing, that we are resolute, we are determined, that nothing is going to stop us. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Allow me to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary this very evening. Republican TV news in Italy spoke about Biafra. Al Jazeera spoke about Biafra. Everywhere you go to around the world, everybody is talking about Biafra and Radio Biafra. If you are an IPOB family member, you must be very, very proud of yourself, because you have done something that was considered hitherto almost impossible. You have made the world to talk about us, if they like it or not. As I told you before, that anything we say on this platform comes to pass. They are now talking about us, and we did not have to pay one kobo, one penny. You must talk about us. I have kindly been sent the translation for this very monumental news, because it was on television in Italy. I don't understand Italian. It sounds very sweet, but I don't understand it. That is why I will give you the translation when we present our news in greater detail. A report by Italian media. Nigeria, Biafra, a mysterious radio and an endless war. They know that this war will never end. For those of you who sometimes don't understand what His Excellency Dim Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu stood for, do you remember when he said that no force in Black Africa can defeat Biafra? This was what he meant 50 years, nearly 50 years after the end of the war. Or should I say from the start of it. The whole world is still talking about Biafra. That is why this Italian television station called it an endless war. Until we get Biafra, we do not stop. That is the meaning of the English word relentless. We are not going to stop. Our enemies will get tired and they will fade away. But we continue. Why must we continue? Because heaven called us to come. Determined that we should come. Man did not call us to come. Did. And we must serve this very noble cause. Nigeria, Biafra, a mysterious radio and an endless war. That is how formidable we are. It's only a shame that some countries of the world are not living up to expectation. Spain is a monumental disappointment to me. I have been to Madrid to preach. Our embassy is in the Basque region, part of Spain as we speak, seeking their own independence. Spain is dragging us backwards. Something needs to be done about it. I am not happy. I must say it. Spain is dragging us back. I do not like it. Something needs to be done urgently. Let us bring you the news headlines, after which the accompanying news summary must follow. They are reporting today that Buhari has begun the total probe of Jonathan's administration. A total probe. This is what I find astonishing. Every day I come on air and I lament about the brain of black people. I keep telling humanity that black people are their own worst enemies. I keep reminding everybody that cares to listen or to reason appropriately that there is something wrong with black people. You are, I don't know, you pretend you live in a democracy. Buhari is probing Jonathan as a dictator, assuming that this very report is correct. Why are you probing Jonathan, I ask you? Do you have ministers in place? Do you have people to bring you the report? Are you the prosecutor? Are you the judge? Are you the jury? Remember, on this very radio station, I made it abundantly clear many months ago, if not years. Anybody who goes to work for the zoo called Nigeria from Biafra land, you always come back in disgrace. You will always be disgraced. Ask all of them, they will tell you, from Ikweme to the last person. You either come back in disgrace or you come back in death. Ask Ken Saruwiwa. Ask Oyi of Oyi. Chubo Kadibo. Ebulatari Nozu. It is either you serve Biafra or you become irrelevant. They are probing Jonathan. The person claiming he is probing Jonathan doesn't want to probe Halliburton. The person claiming they are probing Jonathan don't want to probe PTF. The person claiming they are probing Jonathan don't want to probe the oil sales under Obasanjo when Obasanjo was the petroleum minister. Buhari does not want to probe Babangida. Buhari does not want to probe the Abacha family. Buhari is on record saying the Abacha family did no wrong, that Abacha did not steal any money. That is the hypocrisy. And do you know why he's going to get away with trying, even mentioning or hinting he will probe Jonathan? Is to see how strong we are. This is the time for all of you idiots calling yourselves Niger Delta to rise up to this very challenge. There is only like Niger Delta. You may think, oh, it's only Jonathan, let's leave him now, they can do anything they like to him. You are dreaming. It means you don't understand how life works. You don't understand politics of intimidation and persecution. If you allow them to take Jonathan and to probe him, they will come after you next. They will shoot you dead on the street corner. Nobody will give a damn about it. That is why we must rise up against it. It is only a mere report. We are waiting for them to constitute the panel. I don't know if they are trying them already in secret. Nobody knows, because a dictator is in power. That is the type of nonsense Britain will give to you always. Always giving you dictators that will drag you back into darkness. This is the nonsense that Obama brought to you. He gave you Buhari, a pedophile and a terrorist. He is bringing his years of terrorism to bear by terrorizing people without following the due legal process or due process of law, assuming that the monkeys and the baboons in the zoo understand what law is all about. They are hinting they are going to probe Jonathan. And I'm sure that all of you are quiet about it. You are looking for resource control, oil control, gas control. Useless people. You forgot to fight for your freedom. You are fighting for crude oil. And where are you today? Buhari to begin probe of Jonathan, they said. He has not probed anybody else. Only to probe Jonathan. That is to confirm what I have always told you. If you serve the zoo called Nigeria, you will come back in disgrace. Unless you are their servant, you just keep quiet and you do nothing. Only that will save you. Anything else is shame or death. The same thing is now happening to Jonathan. And I warned Jonathan. I wrote to Jonathan. You will be disgraced. Use this period to unite so-called South-South and so-called Southeast. Bring everybody back under one umbrella as one family. The Southeast kept their own part of the bargain by voting for him en masse 2 times, not once. Nobody from the so-called Niger Delta can say they have voted for any Igbo politician before. They did not vote for Zik Igwe. True or false? But the Igbo people voted for Jonathan 2 times overwhelmingly. He got more votes in Igbo land than even in the so-called Niger Delta. What else do you want Igbo-speaking people to do? What else do you need? What other test are you looking for? Did they not say in interview after interview, when they were asked, why are you voting for Jonathan? They said, Jonathan is my brother. Did you not hear it? Awasa won't let you hear that one. Resource control will not let you understand it. Those feeding you garbage and junk from Yoruba media, they will not allow you to understand that. When people were asked in the Southeast, why are you voting for Jonathan? They said, Jonathan, number one, he is my brother, I will vote for him. How many of you in the so-called Niger Delta can say that about Igbo speaking people? How many of you can say it? You cannot, can you? Because of guilty conscience. You have guilty conscience within you. Go and repent. All of you will need to repent. You need to repent, I tell you, or else you will remain wretched and poor forever. One thing is stopping Biafra from coming: the unity of South, South, and Southeast. Yoruba will do everything possible to divide us. We are talking about the division already. They want to carve out Ogoni land from the rest of the Niger Delta. You understand the way they operate. One division is not enough. They want to even carve you up into more smaller units. And you indulge them. Because you indulge them, you betray your ignorance and your stupidity. These are the nonsense we are here to correct. On Radio Biafra in Agwa, we cure illness. All yanine, we cure it here, especially ignorance and stupidity. We cure it here. We don't condone or tolerate evil. I don't give a damn who you are. I want Niger Delta. They are Biafrans. They gave us the name Biafra. I want them to be part and parcel of Biafra. I want them to produce prime ministers, presidents of Biafra. I want them to hold high office. I want them to be professors, doctors, scientists, everything. I pray for that. But that will not stop me from telling them their sins to their faces. Most of you are betrayers. Some of you fought with Biafra and died. We remember, we acknowledge. But most of you, we are betrayers. Look at where you are today. I told Jonathan. I warned Jonathan, they will disgrace you. Today it is happening. I say when the time comes, I will say, Nto. So I will say, Nto, please forgive me. I will have to say that. Because I warned you over 2 years ago that this time will come. This time will come. The division is continuing. Everything is about oil. All of a sudden, after listening to Radio Biafra, the bumbling doolad of Daura, the pedophile terrorist, the sole administrator, the man who wants to be the magistrate and the judge and the police and the prosecutor, everything at once, Muhammadu Buhari of Daura, is now telling the whole world that oil alone cannot sustain the economy. Since when did I start telling you that? I know here. All of a sudden, they listen to Radio Biafra, they copy, they recycle, and they regurgitate. Don't you know that? That's what they do. Everybody listens to Radio Biafra. They listen to learn. Ministers are listening to Radio Biafra now. They want to learn. Not ministers, because there's nobody. Maybe permanent secretary. Everybody listens to Radio Biafra because they want to learn. They want to understand the truth. They want to be shown the way. They want to see the light. That light of the world, they want to see it. Where is the light coming from? From the very center of the universe. That very place is Biafra. Nowhere else. The center of the whole of the earth. 0 longitude, 0 latitude is Biafra land. No other place. That is why we are blessed people. That is why Chukwu Abema can never abandon us. Never, ever, ever. Oil alone cannot sustain the economy. According to the doolad of Daura, not minding that we have now launched our new app, of course. Radio Biafra's new app is on Android market. Go to your Play Store and download Radio Biafra. You can be jogging, you'll be listening to us, you can be running. Even if you're in a jacuzzi, you can listen to Radio Biafra because it is now on your mobile device, on your portable device. As long as you have one, download Radio Biafra app on your phone. And Bob is your uncle. Maybe from today onwards, we will no longer be number one on TuneIn because we now have our own app. Everybody, they will no longer complain to us. You're dragging us down. Our server is crashing because of Radio Biafra. We now have our own server. We now have everything that we need and require as a people. Everything that we need and require. This is Radio Biafra. We must continue. Clean up of Ogoniland. Buhari is a better son of Niger Delta than Jonathan and Wike, according to Rivers APC. I told you, I also want to take over Iguacha. Clean up of Ogoniland. Who told you they're going to clean it up? The same thing with Second Niger Bridge. I will go to Ogoniland. I will file a report and I will tell you they cannot clean up nothing. Absolute zilch. They make all these pronouncements and announcements in order to try and get you not to reason properly like a human being. But here we try as much as we can to reverse that very ugly trend. Better son of Niger Delta indeed. Where is Niger Delta? There is no map in the world with Niger Delta in it. You're telling me that Anioma is Niger Delta? You are insane. Your brain is not correct. You are telling me that people from Ahaba, which they now call Asaba, you have not heard about Ahabimeni. All of a sudden they are Niger Delta, and somebody from Okwa is not. Is that what you're telling me? Despite the fact that Opobo people and people of Okwa speak the same language, people are truly insane. Oh, when they are in Aba, I'm telling you. And they are all in Black Africa. They are in the zoological republic called Nigeria. A zoo where baboons and monkeys gather every day looking for allocation, looking for resource control every blessed day, because you don't know that your freedom is more important than your useless resource control. Common sense should tell you that. Uburisi, Gakawaragi. You first of all seek ye the kingdom of heaven. Everything else is added unto you. Seek ye freedom first, and you can control the oil well in your father's compound, not to be a security guard for a Yoruba oil company. Ndara. We must continue. Everybody is a thief, including bank managers. When I tell you, you don't believe me. First City Monument Bank branch manager, 5 others are arrested for 369 million naira scam. A bank manager, bank manager is a thief. Are you not aware of it? Here we are preaching and telling you the truth. Is the corruption, does it end here? Of course not. I dissolved local councils to check deep-rooted corruption according to Governor Lalong. Even local government in Ezwoshi, a councillor is a thief, headmaster Wonyoshi, principal, everybody is a criminal in the zoo. I said everybody in Ezwoshi. I have never seen such hopeless entity in the whole world, created by Lugard, where everybody is a rogue. Name one public servant and I will show you a criminal standing right in front of you. Everybody is a thief. Everybody is a rogue. That is what is happening in the zoo. Thieves. Even local government are corrupt as hell. A notorious lecturer finally arrested. I told you that because of Radio Biafra, anything we preach here, people act upon it. They are now investigating lecturers in universities because we expose them on Radio Biafra. We let the whole world to understand that if you're sending your child to a university in Nigeria, that child is either going to come out a cultist, stroke armed robber, or a prostitute. Zoo universities are useless. Everybody knows that very well. They know that now they have gone for one of those causing the problems. They are the lecturers, the vice chancellor of the school, the people that were meant to mold your children into sensible beings. They are the ones abusing them. They are the ones introducing them to a life of crime and criminality. They are the ones teaching them how to be evil and wicked. Because when you say to somebody, if you don't buy my handout, you will not pass, that very person will grow up thinking that the world is abundantly evil, that the only way they too can get along in life is by being evil and wicked. And that's exactly what happens. It has a multiplier effect. It multiplies and everybody in the society becomes evil and very deadly. Here we are reporting that for your own understanding, oil prices set to continue multi-week. I am praying. I did not add in my prayer this evening that Chukwu, please continue to make the oil price to fall. Let there be more oil finds all over the world. Let every country be sufficient in oil production so that the zoo will not sell anything. Once the oil, nobody is buying it, and the gas, our Fulani will run away. Our Fulani, they are like blood-sucking leeches. They produce nothing. They add nothing to the economy. They suck everything away, and then they Islamize you in the process. Sharia. Now your children in your so-called federal unity schools will be studying Sharia, Islamic cleric. Imagine what would have happened if Jonathan had said, I want to introduce some verses from the Bible for everybody to study. They will be killing you now in Sabongeri in Kanu. Welcome to the zoo. The zoo created by the British. The world must understand the evil happening in the Zoological Republic. I told them that they are finished. As long as Radio Biafra is here, the whole world, humanity will know the type of idiots that inhabit the zoo. I will disgrace Nigeria. I'm telling you. We would, I feel sorry for them. They don't know what is to come, do they? They do not know. Now people know that Aboga was so Korocha of Imo State. None of you brown one. Watch his chest very well, you will see it. That's why he's wearing a towel. He wears a towel all the time around his neck to cover the two bumps on his pole that turn everything upside down. Everything is turned upside down. Good becomes bad and bad becomes good. Very sad indeed. We must continue. We need to continue. I told you, if you serve the zoo, you come back with disgrace. The next in line is Onyeko Nwenu. You know Onyeko Nwenu, the singer. One love put us together. What is wrong with her? They have invited her for questioning. Oh, Nigeria, my country, this is our country, this is our Nigeria, this is our country and our nation. Oh, say to go. They have not called Onyeko for questioning. They have not called any Awasa Hajia or Fulani Alhaja. No. But they are calling Onyeko. When I tell you that Buhari hates you, you don't talk. Buhari, he hates you with a passion. All of you idiots in so-called Niger Delta, for in this movie, some of you who are mad at the Niger Delta, as if you're fools. When this man will deal with you, do you know what that's what I can say to you. Look at the they have taken her as well. They have invited her for questioning. Maybe they have found Al-Haji that wants to marry her. Because that is what they do. They will ask you, your women to come in. Once you go there, that will be the end of you. Onyeko is in one almighty trouble. In one almighty trouble, I tell you. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. Onyeko has been invited. River State PDP is now asking the pedophile and terrorists because CNN, do you know that CNN listens to Radio Biafra? Oh my goodness me, we are hitting a match. I told you why they wanted Daku Kupita side to take over Watcher, to take over River State. They wanted to cover up the stealing and the looting of Amechi. He used the money to go and fund an Hausa man, the chief sponsor of Boko Haram, Muhammad Buhari, the pedophile and the terrorist in chief. CNN carried the report because we are Biafrans, so nobody wants to listen. But as soon as CNN listened to Radio Biafra and carried the report, everybody is now saying, "Oh, did you see CNN report?" So when Radio Biafra was reporting, you went deaf, you couldn't hear. It's now that CNN is reporting it that all of you are jumping up and down. They have told him to go. I told any enemy of Biafra is dead. I'm telling you. And it got I'm telling you the truth. By the time we are finished with Buhari, my goodness me. I mean, this is only the early in the morning, and I deal with afternoon pause. Tell them that our TV is coming. People will be. You wake up one day and your up to that will tell you, my children are traveling. Because we are coming. We are coming. Every evil in the zoo will be exposed. They said, oh, we are trying to find him. If we find him, we will arrest him. If we cannot arrest him, we will poison him or we assassinate him. It will go more. Then yes, assassinate you poison. Then I command the armies of Biafra. Dead, he consumed twice the amount in stealing. Complete thief he is. Anybody feeling sorry for him or trying to bring the Kukupita side or water side using APC and of course the Dulad of Daura, the terrorist and pedophile Buhari, to try to truncate the will of the people, that person shall not be well with him or her. These are criminals, criminal fraternity in and around the Iguacha. Hausa slaves. These are traitors. These people are backstabbing saboteurs during the war. They have all gone to APC to serve Hausa once again. You don't feel ashamed of yourself serving somebody who is a cattle rearer. You don't have shame. You have no shame. Let us continue. Kanu governor to renovate deputy's office for billions, of course. Articles data confirmed. We brought you this news yesterday. Igbos hate me because of the Biafran war. We even hate you more. I hate you because you actually exist as a human being. You are a pedophile. You are a terrorist. You are a dictator. You are a sole administrator. You are good for nothing, if you ask me. Former NSA, the National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki's father discharged. What has that got to do with news on Radio Biafra? I have no idea. I have no idea. We continue to report this very evening. Amnesty tension in the Niger Delta. Amnesty. They are begging for money that belongs to them. What a shame. How corruption, leadership, hamper civilization, progress and growth. Did it start today? They are saying they are containing Boko Haram, but today also Boko Haram killed 9 people in a village in the Zoological Republic. Arms brought by Jonathan has not yet arrived in the zoo. What is new? 455 illegal immigrants to the zoo repatriated. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. And now the news in far more greater detail. As we promised you, we shall bring it. We are going to bring it. We should be able to bring it. We reported earlier that an Italian television station carried the news on Radio Biafra. It's a news actually on Italian TV. It is Italian. I don't know what they're saying. But somebody kindly translated for us, and I will read it for you. We have now started our news in greater detail, please. Nigeria, Biafra, a mysterious radio, and an endless war. It has been nearly 50 years since the Zoo Civil War, also known as the Biafran War, which from 1967 to 1970 devastated the country, causing the death of 3 million people. These are Italians, they are white people in Europe. They are coming closer and closer to the true figure. If you remember before, the British are always lying, thieving Britain. They will say, 1 million people died on both sides. There was hunger. Most of them died because of hunger. If you go and look at any BBC coverage of Biafra, BBC will tell you it's only 1 million that died, about estimated, on both sides. Most of the victims were due to hunger. But at least Italian, this is the closest to an accurate report being filed by a white person regarding what we are going through or what we went through in Biafra land in the hands of the invaders, the British-inspired invaders of Biafra land. We continue. They now acknowledge 3 million people died. Italian TV, the figure will come up to 6 million. You will see. We need to maintain the pressure. Even when they not go to school, some people are not learned. When you say to them, we must tweet, they say, how are you going to get your freedom through tweet? You know, a baboon, a monkey. You're saying to them, why do you then have to go to school? Why don't you sit down and become whatever you think you can become? Why do you bother going to school? When we ask you to tweet, you must tweet. If you keep tweeting listen, you don't know white people. I know them very well. I have lived with them for long. There is one thing they like. They like people who persevere and are tenacious. If you tweet them today, they will not talk. But if they keep receiving the same tweet every blessed day, or every blessed week for 1 year, one day they will go mad and say, what is your problem? That is one thing about white people. They want perseverance. That is why they don't like Biafrans that much. It's not that they hate us. The white people said to us, where have you been for 45 years? If your freedom was important, how come you have not done anything before now? Convince us. And that's exactly what we're doing. When we ask you to tweet, you tweet. Onyonya wasa turi mia ma we ho nya wasa na za higbo ona akori na Facebook ine giyante man onya wasa ka obo answering Chibike. You don't know that? I was a boy trying to discourage you. They set up their radio stations. Did it work for them? Their size, no. They can attack me once in a while. I welcome it. I love it actually because I read it all the time. I was a meherunu radio station also. The internet. Look at what they have done in Niger Delta. The so-called Niger Delta. Now it's Ogoni people. Now they want to single out Ogoni as being special in Niger Delta. You know that's what divide and rule. Oh, actually, man, they went and floated their useless, wretched radio stations. Okay, but where are they today? Where are they? They are talking and listening to themselves. They are irrelevant, and we are formidable. I told you, any enemy will come across, we crush. I must admit, our station is falling at Owerri. I need to know what in the name of Chukwu Kabiam is going on. We must defeat the evil forces in Owerri. When we ask you for funding, that's what we use it for. If you think radio is cheap, satellite is cheap. How much did the zoo spend trying to stop us? $19 million US. If you think what we're doing is cheap, let's continue, please, to read for you what an Italian TV is reporting about the work Radio Biafra is doing. Tension between the central government and representatives of the Nigerian Igbo ethnic group who feel discriminated against and claiming their independence never ceased. We never stopped agitating. They used Igbo because the rest said they are no longer Biafra, they are now Niger Delta. You are now Niger Delta. You are no longer who you are before. How foolish of you. When Serewiwa was killed, what did they do? They did nothing. Today, Mohammed Abacha is walking up and down, very free and a multi-billionaire. Can you get nothing? Absolutely nothing. You denied who you are. You denied your own heritage. It's not one Niger Delta. You condemned yourself to a life of infamy and irrelevance without knowing it. You condemned yourself without knowing it. Let's continue. Today, it is a mysterious radio, illegal, they say, to make the voice of the people to be heard, who, despite attempts of repression by the presidency, have now collected a lot of supporters, especially among the youth. Do you know Italians are monitoring Radio Biafra and seeing how you respond when you phone in? Do you know that the monitors are at our back? Do you know they follow every interview that I give? Do you know they're following IPOB Radio Biafra very closely? The world is watching you. That is why you must be a model. You must be a model citizen. You must be a model citizen of Biafra. The world is watching you. Everything you do is news. That is why you must be disciplined. That is why you must be together. That's why you must break no law where you are. We are not lawbreakers, are we? No, we don't. It's only when you come after us. Self-defense is not law breaking. What we are doing in our bar is self-defense. Self-defense, I tell you. We are not breaking any laws. We are defending ourselves, and that is what we'll keep on doing until that land is set free from the hands and the clutches of the iniquitous men and agents of darkness and death. People of darkness. We must defend ourselves from them. We continue. Our support is huge. I tell you the truth. Our support is massive all over the world and growing exponentially by the day. It's only a shame we don't have enough people in the diaspora to fund us. I wish we did. But we have not done badly, have we? You know what that means? We are phenomenal. The world now knows it. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. We must continue. We should continue. Total probe of Jonathan has begun. Total probing. Who is probing Jonathan? One man. No ministers, no principal officers of state. Only one man, Buhari, the sole administrator. Petroleum Minister, Buhari. Justice Minister, Buhari. Economic Minister, Buhari. Finance Minister, Buhari. Education Minister, Buhari. Health Minister, Buhari. Only one man. Chief Judge, Buhari. Magistrate, Buhari. Supreme Court Judge, only one man. Pedophile and terrorist. And you have people claiming they went to school. I'm learned, I went to Unilag, I went to Uniben, I went to Unibad. All nonsense, no, he's not. They don't know that this man has breached every shred of protocol in the Constitution by failing to appoint a working government, a cabinet, that this man should be impeached. But it will not call to them, will it? These are baboons and monkeys who cannot reason. Once you're a Nigerian, you are lower than cockroach. You are nobody, I tell you. Your brains don't function properly. It doesn't. It's black and very, very useless to the core. A man, people, why didn't he just vote for himself and go into power or carry out a coup as he did before in 1983? This man was a coup plotter. He executed the coup. He overthrew a democratically elected government. Only black people can vote such a, should I say vote, rig such a person into office. Only black people in Africa. People wonder, why is Africa poor? Africa is poor because of your brain, because of the way your brain works as a black person. Tell me, in the part of the world where somebody who is a serial killer and a murderer, or a rapist in the case of Buhari, you bring him and be in charge of a nursery school. Are you asking for trouble? This man overthrew a democratically elected government. Democratically elected. What did you do? You say, Buhari will save you, Buhari change. What is the change? Of course, things have changed. No more ministers. Only one person, one sole administrator. Muhammadu Buhari. A total probe, we are giving you one using greater detail, please. A total probe of the administration run by immediate past President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is underway as the National Economic Council Ad Hoc Committee on the Management of Excess Crude Accounts proceeds and accruals into the Federation account headed by the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Adam Oshomole, is to hire two international. This is a country that claims they have been in existence for a very long time. They cannot produce forensic auditors. It's common sense. You go, you look at the books. This one went out, this one came in. What is the difference? They are going to hire two international consultants. What this thing means in simple English is this. They have now gone out to say, do you want to do this work? And we are offering this job at $1 billion as contract. But in return, you will give me $200 million. Do you agree? Yes or no? Why do they have to go outside to hire international forensic auditors? Why can't they do it themselves? That tells you how foolish black people are. When I say blacks are foolish, some of you don't understand what I mean. You are telling me all the years you've been graduating people from university, you have not produced those who can audit an account? That's what it means now. Now, tell me why you go to school to study accountancy then. All the years you've been in school, anytime something of great importance or magnitude comes out, they go outside to hire expatriates from abroad. Now, tell me the meaning of you going to university. I say, answer my question. You can't, can you? How can you answer? How can you answer? Because I have my Facebook here with me, looking at me. People inbox me all the time. If there is any objection, they will inbox me. But there is none. Absolutely none. Absolutely zero. Why do you go to study accountancy? If there is a job, then they give it to white people. And do you know who the chairman is? It's Adams Oshomole, who is also a thief. Can you imagine somebody starting the total probe of Jonathan when you yourself, you need to be probed as well because you're a thief? Where is the excess crude money that was sent to Edo State? Where is the money? Can you tell us where it is? No, they will not tell us. We are waiting. This is just newspaper junk. Then we lay into them big time. From this very evening, all our admin, everybody listening, every piece of evidence you hold on Adams Oshomole and his stealing, everybody in Edo State, I say, every shred of evidence you hold against this man, all his land deals in Benin City, we need the information. The same thing applies to Buhari. We are going to go to work on them. We will not cover any other news apart from their fraud and their corruption. If they are going to probe Jonathan, then we are going to conduct our own probe in the public, because the world will be listening to us. We want to do our own probe of Buhari and Adams Oshomole. If you want to probe everybody. Don't be selective in your probing. How about Halliburton? And Prudential. Let me repeat. Every scrap of information, don't determine for us if it is relevant or not. Bring it to us. You have on Adams Oshomole of Edo State and also on Buhari. Every dealing, including the wife that Aisha Buhari did, every deal they are involved in, we need it in the public. You want to invest. I don't like Jonathan personally. Jonathan was a complete idiot. But there is something called natural justice. This is Radio Biafra. We believe in natural justice. In fact, let me not go there. Let's continue. They are planning to probe Jonathan. My goodness me. Mr. Shomole told journalists at the end of the first meeting of the committee in Abuja, he is no longer in Edo. He should be impeached as the Edo State governor. He is a governor. He's busy in Abuja. Should I say, junketing and gyrating with Buhari under APC, under Boko Haram, under Sharia, under Islam, jumping up and down. This man squandered money holding beauty pageants. Nobody held him to account. We are going to hold our own public inquiry into corruption and scandal in the zoo as well. They can set up their own, then we set up our own. We will see the one that the world will listen to. It's simple, isn't it? Do you see how we simplify everything? They can hold their committee inquiry into Jonathan. We are going to hold our own in public, which is how public inquiries should be conducted anyway. Our probe into Oshomole and Buhari is going to be in the public, and the whole world will hear it. Everybody will hear it. Everybody will hear it. Oshomole told journalists at the end of their first meeting of the committee in Abuja yesterday that the auditors will cover the period of 1st of January 2010 to 1st of June 2015. How about 1st of June 1999? How about 1st of June 2000? 1st of June 2001, 2002? How about in the intervening period? How about Petroleum Trust Fund under Buhari? Who is going to investigate it? As I said before, Shomole, conduct your investigations in Abuja. Radio Biafra will conduct theirs in public. The whole world will hear it. And you will not like the outcome, will you? You won't like it, I'm telling you. So go ahead. I am not stopping you or trying to dissuade you. Why don't you focus on our Fulani people owning 95% of all the oil wells? That is why I look at so-called Niger Delta and I laugh at them. You know, you got Niger Delta. You are militanting here, militancy there, militancy here. Who controls the oil in your father's land? The same people that you were siding, the same people that you betrayed yourself to serve, Hausa Fulani. They control your lives. I want you to travel to Hausa country. You will see them claiming back the desert land by afforestation. They are planting plants everywhere, irrigating fields to develop their place. How about where you come from? In Nembe, in Okrika. What is happening to you there? In Yenegoa, you are very poor and wretched. Why are you poor? And because of your wickedness to yourself, you betrayed Biafra. That is why you are poor. And you will remain poor forever until Biafra comes. Nothing can save you. No amount of amnesty money can save you. Let me say once again to some of you in the so-called Niger Delta, I'm Niger Delta, I am Ogoni. Your betrayal of Biafra means that you will remain in perpetual poverty as punishment until Biafra comes and beyond. Because you were plain evil. You betrayed your nation. You betrayed your country. You are not men, I tell you. You are traitors. You are not men. Unless you repent. I will tell you the truth regardless of who you are. You betrayed Biafra. with your silly excuses. Oh, we don't know what the boss we are going to do to us. We just don't know. We thought they are going to dominate us. Show me how many people in your village that was killed by an Igbo man. Show me now, but inbox me. How many? Oh, my grandmother told me what the grandfather told her. Your grandmother is a liar. Your grandmother is a liar. If she's dead, go to her grave and say, Grandma, you are a liar. Because you people are filthy. Filthy, dirty liars you are. Show me how many people in your compound killed by an Igbo man. Show me, I ask you. Ndara. Lunatics everywhere. You think we pity you here? You must be dreaming. Because Hausa will kill you, I'm certain of that. They will kill you and Islamize you. You'll be begging for Biafra, who will tell you to go to hell. Ask, it has started happening already. Ask the people that we are running their mouths a long while ago. We are this, we are going to do this. They don't have men on the ground. We have women on the ground. They have udele on the air. They have monkey on the tree. Rubbish. Where are they today? All they did was to steal my car and run away. Where are they today? They are begging, aren't they? And they know we don't have any mercy, do we? We don't pity idiots, do we? Of course not. We don't. Fraud everywhere. Somebody who is fraudulent investigating somebody else. What a joke. What a joke. Talking about the same Niger Delta. Amnesty. In the morning. Tamuna, what are you doing? I'm waiting for amnesty money. What type of useless life is that? Is that a life? You're waiting for money to be given to you from something that came from your father's land. You're waiting for one Harun Idris from Abuja to allocate money to you. Are you not ashamed of yourselves? Are you not ashamed, I ask you? My goodness. The myriad of problems facing the amnesty program have left a sour taste in the mouth. More worrisome is the fact that the program has been ingrained in administrative crisis barely a month of the inauguration of the pedophile and terrorist Muhammadu Buhari administration. The cause could partly be the delay in appointing a new coordinator for the program by the new government. But more importantly, the major problem is the lack of institutional focus and discipline on the part of the former President Jonathan's government in pursuit of this very program. Since May 29 handover date to a new government, the public gets besieged by the program's challenges such as absence of a coordinator, which has recently been solved through the appointment of one by government. The sad issue of over 2,000 ex-militants being thrown out of the Liverpool John Moores University and other institutions in the United Kingdom. Also gloomy is the revelation that 13 amnesty trainee pilots have been dropped by Lufthansa following the failure of the zoo government to pay up their fees, and the issue over 10 billion unspent funds in the program's coffers, amongst others. There is 10 billion naira unspent. People are being kicked out of schools. They sent 2,000 students to John Moores in Liverpool, but you have University of Science and Technology in Port Harcourt, in Iguacha, of course, that's what it's called, UST. I'm going to the full name. You have University of Port Harcourt, which will be University of Iguacha, but there you go. And why don't they go there? Or maybe to UNN. They couldn't go there, or maybe they could have gone to ABSU, IMSU, TITSU, LAKSU, rubbish everywhere. They said instead, let us go abroad and study. Because the zoo schools don't quite work for us. Now they are stranded. The funniest thing is that is a typical baboon way of doing something. People are stranded, but there is 10 billion naira unspent. Why is that 10 billion naira that is to be spent on these people? Then why are you not spending it on them? Because they say there's a bureaucratic bottleneck. Welcome to the zoo. The damnation called the Zoological Republic. Very evil and very sad indeed. A very horrible place for any human being to come from. A very sad place for any human being to come from. Amnesty tension. They are no longer paying. They are no longer paying. Why are they not paying? It is due to corruption. Rampant corruption everywhere. Everybody is a criminal and a thief. As long as you're a Nigerian, you are a fraudster. Rampant corruption everywhere. And we give you instances. Somebody came and said, oh, you are this, Namdi, you are that. And of course, they are posting my picture and that of my wife, my very beautiful wife, of course, you know that. See, how can he be the director of Radio Biafra and as well as have this very beautiful wife? Wait until they see our son, then they will know. Even people are sick in the head. Very, very sick in the head. I was Fulani. Sick in the head. We continue. How corruption and bad leadership, of course, hamper NDLEA drug war. Which drug war are you fighting? What drug war are you fighting? Why don't you have an anti-corruption agency equipped with AK-47? When you go to arrest Buhari's wife, you are armed to the teeth. So if she says, let me get my landly to paint on my hand, you shoot her dead. You know what is landly? Landly. Oh, don't arrest me yet. I want to go and get my landly for when I go to prison. You shoot her dead. You have NDLEA. You are enforcing drugs. Where are these drug addicts that you have that is causing problems for the economy? The answer is zero. They are exploiting what people want to buy. I'm not saying I condone it, but I can understand why they want to engage in it. Did Britain not sell weapons to the zoo to kill Biafrans? Did Britain not sell weapons to the zoo to kill Biafrans? I ask you. You're forming NDLEA. Mad people. In spite of the mammoth arrests, seizures, and convictions of drug peddlers, the battle against illicit drugs is far from being won as the criminal market continues to grow, drawing profit and impetus for organized crime. After keeping a close tab on the agency for more than 2 years, you see Yoruba. Do you know why they're writing this? You know, some of you don't understand how the psyche. I know Yoruba media very well. The reason why they're writing this is because they know that NDLEA is in trouble. I said it last night that we should also hunt them down as well in our bag. One after the other. So in their next life, they'll not kill a Biafran. They must know that very well. That is why they're writing now that they are doing some work. It is due to corruption that is hampering them. That is how Yoruba reasons. That is how Yoruba operate. They think they are smart, but indeed they are not smart. Because we have their number. I'm telling you, we do. I need you. That they are trying the reason why they are not effective is because of corruption. Who is bringing the corruption? The leadership of NDLEA. Who are those leaders and where did they come from? They are Awusa, Fulani, Alamajiri, sometimes Yoruba. So why are you surprised there's corruption? Why are you surprised? Mad people. Mad people. They say that Buhari is now into Ogoniland to clean it up. The same way that Jonathan came and said I will build second Niger bridge. Another nonsensical white elephant pronouncement. Another policy promise that will never see the light of day. Mad people. The APC, All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Igbocha, they come from, has hailed Buhari, the pedophile and terrorist, for fast-tracking the cleanup of Ogoniland in accordance with the UN report. They are hailing him for doing his job, assuming he's going to clean it up. That is what makes us black and useless. You hail, oh my God. Has the work begun on the cleanup? No. If I go there tomorrow, will I see a very clean land? The answer is no, because oil is still there. So why are you hailing him then? No, they went on to say that he is more of a Niger Deltan than Jonathan. Why? Because Jonathan typified hopelessness. And I did believe in a while. I don't think in my life again I will see a head of state or a president as useless as Jonathan is. Jonathan is a complete idiot. That one cannot be denied by anybody. Jonathan was a joke. The news of Buhari's cleanup not only directed the cleaning up of Ogoniland, but also the fast tracking of the process came to us as a great relief, particularly considering the fact that former President Jonathan, in demonstration of his hatred and disdain for Rivers State and her people, ensured that this exercise did not see the light of day throughout his regime. Rivers State and the people, Rivers State. So had Gowon not created Rivers State? I mean, yeah. Should I keep explaining this every night? Oh my goodness me. If they come now and create state rivers, they will say people of state rivers. That was how they adopted South and Niger Delta. You know, people don't have any name. Any name you give them. How can you say River State, the people of, are they homogeneous? There is Ebema in River State. Ndoni is there, isn't it? Or is it in Abia? I don't know which is which anymore. After all, we are the same people, aren't we? Then you're taking a boundary drawn up by an Awasa man as representing a people. That is how sick you are in the brain. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Sometimes I don't know how to speak to these people for them to understand. We continue to lecture. We continue to teach. How can Buhari be more Niger Delta? Because the terrorist is the APC chief, and the people singing his songs of praise are APC Awasa Fulani saboteurs in Iguacha. That is the name, not River State. Iguacha, I must tell you. Iguacha. Bribery everywhere. Who is in trouble now? Your dear sister Onyeko Nwenu. One love put you together in one zoo. What's it again? Let me continue. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, is another one. It's not AFCC. They have about 4 agencies. Depending on who your enemy is, they can use one of them. It's like writing petition. You know, if you're in the village these days, this petition that is raining, you go to one of the zones of the police, zone 9, zone 15, zone 8. You write petition. That's it. And now we're in a village. Oh dear me. Monkeys and baboons everywhere. This UG, I know black people, I just wonder. I don't believe that nature can pack so much stupidity into the brain of a people the way it has done with black people. They have written a petition, and Onyeko Nwenu is to be called by, even the internal auditor was also corrupt. Let me read it for you. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has invited the Director General of the National Center for Women Development, Ms. Onyeka Onwenu, but lives in Lagos, and of course, marrying any Awasa man who happens to be the limelight at the same time as her, and an internal auditor. Also, an internal auditor is involved. They have been invited for interrogation on the alleged 17 million naira bribe for contract at the Center for Women Development, Center for Bribery and Corruption Development for Women. Anything they establish for the men, they also establish for the women, including where they train them to become experts at bribery and corruption. Onyeka Onwenu, an Igbo woman, Igbo named woman, is the one in charge of it. She lives in Lagos, maybe now in Abuja, for the sake of one Nigeria. Prior to the appearance of the songstress, 3 key officials of this very National Center for Women Development were grilled by the anti-graft agency. They are Mokhtar Usman, Jauro Jibrin, and Sadiq Omar, all Awasa Fulani. She loves to mix with Awasa Gramuna Weba. Let's continue. Nonsense. We must continue. But a deputy director in NWCD who doubles as personal assistant to Onwenu, Chika Abazu, has been remanded in prison following the alleged bribery. Chika Abazu is in prison. He's an Igbo boy. But every Awasa person indicted, Mokhtar Usman, Jauro Jibrin, and Sadiq Omar, they are all free. Welcome to one Nigeria. Before this thing happened, if you said a word to this very man called Abazu, can we please do Nigeria? He would say, no, man, do Biafra. He said, no, I'm a Nigerian. Don't mention Biafra to me. Don't bring that to your Biafra here. If you want to discuss anything, if you want to do anything, let's do Nigeria, not Biafra. Now he's in prison. But the Awasa, he is in prison because he is a personal assistant to Onyeka Onwenu. He is not involved in what is happening. They have not jailed Onyeka Onwenu because of her Awasa boyfriends. Maybe they won't let her go to prison. But the other Awasa men, Mokhtar Usman, Jauro Jibrin, and Sadiq Omar, they are all free men. This is what is happening in the zoo that the world doesn't know. Once your name sounds Biafran, you are gone. Ibukori. Awasa, you are free. Can you see it? I don't think you can. Let's continue. A source in the so-called anti-graft campaign agency said our investigation into the bribery scam has reached an appreciable level of interaction with Miss Onyeka Onwenu. Actually, this invitation predated this new administration, but each time we summoned her during the administration of Jonathan, she used to tell ICPC that she was either running one errand for the first lady or the other. Now that we have arraigned her PA in court, we need to complete the other leg of investigation because findings have shown that some officials of NCWD were also implicated in the bribery scandal. Her PA, how was this man implicated? But because once you go to court, the judge you are facing didn't go to school, or he read Arabic law. He will look at you, say, "Oh, Akwe, what is your name?" You say, "Nyamini, Akwe name. Your name sounds Biafran." Off you go to prison. That is the zoo for you. The zoological republic. The zoo itself, the worst place on earth for human interaction. They have arraigned Onyeka Onwenu. Very, very soon, who knows, she might go to prison, depending on the mood of the ex-Awasa Fulani boyfriend. Very sad indeed. Let's continue. Obasanjo speaks about Halliburton bribery scandal during his tenure as the president of the zoo. Ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo has shed some light on the Halliburton bribery scandal, which extended into his tenure as the president of the zoo. They asked him a question. Now, what do you say to those who keep linking you with corruption during your own tenure, especially the unresolved Halliburton scam for which some of your aides were arrested? Obasanjo spoke, the chief ape from Yoruba land. Look, anybody can make any allegation. Go and read the EFCC report on me. EFCC report on you, we should go and read it? Did you not establish EFCC and appoint their chairman? So how can they investigate you? Let's continue. I'm the only leader who has left office who has said, I said they should carry out clinical. Did you see in the Imam Bekeya, he cannot speak English very well, he's a Yoruba man. He didn't go to school very well. One of those quota generals you had in those days. So I cannot make sense of what he's writing, but I will try my level best. And if you haven't seen in the book, then you haven't read the book. See what else. Oh my goodness me. So what else do you want? Ndodi Elumelu carried out a report. Did you see the report of the house and the action of the house? You mean the house you control? The house that you can fire the speaker and employ whoever you want? The house that you got to almost endorse your third term in office before the public kicked against it? Oh dear, yes, that same house that's probed you. We now know. Let me continue with what the AP is saying. Let us continue. The latest was the one Jonathan did. Just before he left, he took Bodunde back to court. He was discharged and the case dismissed first time. The second time, Jonathan took him to court and he was discharged again. So what do you want? Which court did Jonathan take him to? A court in the zoo. Controlled by who? Controlled by Obasanjo, his Oboni fraternity. Yes or no? With Awasa Fulani? Because Obasanjo is their favorite son. He is the only one they trust to be loyal. And the only one they can trust with leadership of the zoo. From outside. Who will always give it back to them. And he did. He gave it back to Yaradua. That is how life works, you see. Look at somebody you're questioning. This is his answer. I went to court and they took my aide to court and they acquitted my aide. Because of that, I'm not guilty. And you're telling me that black people are we normal? Of course not. We can never ever be. We can never ever be normal. Things are happening and oil prices are falling. So in the future, all the Halliburton nonsense will no longer be revisited. All of you clamoring for oil resource control of Niger Delta in the control of oil resource and the pipeline. Shame on all of you. Let me give you a news that will make you to cry, because oil is no longer holding sway. For your information, oil is no longer holding sway. Oil prices are now falling as we speak. They are collapsing as we speak. Oil prices are now set to continue multi-week decline. Excess supply could depress prices further as OPEC continues to produce 2 million barrels per day above its quota, even with weak supplies from Libya and Iran, according to analyst Barnabas Gann. He said, supply is likely to remain robust for the foreseeable future, prolonging the long-awaited rebalancing of the global oil market. Oil output by OPEC reached the highest monthly level in recent history in July, and production could rise further if Iran achieves a plan to raise output by 5,000 barrels per day as soon as sanctions are lifted. So all the oil you're fighting for will become meaningless because nobody wants to buy it anymore. And I'm praying every blessed day for the price of oil to continue to fall. The sooner it collapses, the zoo will also collapse. The sooner it comes to pass, the zoo will also collapse. And now talking about oil. The terrorist and the pedophile have now said, after they have removed it, of course, it is no longer here. I can no longer find it. Has it come back? It may have come back, and we shall read it for you. The pedophile and terrorist Muhammadu Buhari, that is the sole administrator, dictator of the zoo, on Friday said crude oil and gas exports will no longer be sufficient as the country's major revenue earner. He said time has therefore come for baboons and monkeys called Nigerians to do more than pay mere lip service to agriculture. Who runs agriculture? Awasa Fulani. Very simple, isn't it? He wants to go back and develop the Alamajiri agricultural sector. And he wants to do so with everybody, of course, supporting him. So he can go and spend our money on Alamajiri, Awasa Fulani, Boko Haram. I thought he was going to say something extraordinary like you're going to manufacturing or become a world leader in service sector. Is agriculture. So he will be in Asorok as a feudal overlord. Go and tell Buhari, after planting the so-called agriculture, you send your cattle under the rights to graze. They come and destroy our cattle. So you come and destroy our crops. Your cattle come to destroy our crops. So how can we run agriculture then? How? I ask you. I don't think you understand. The zoo is in a complete mess. I thought they were going to say something far more interesting. I don't know if it's the same old garbage. Go back to agriculture. Go back to the dark ages. The same Dulad of Daura, a pedophile and terrorist, Buhari, has initiated moves for the production of weapons in the zoo. This is about the 6th time they are doing the same thing. Corruption always eats. Who are you going to make the chief designer? Is it an Awasa man? Because you will not give it to a Biafran. It has to be an Awasa man or maybe an expatriate, a white man, as you always prefer. And then he will come and eat his own money and go away. This news is not even worth reading. It is meant for those who are foolish enough to believe that an Awasa man can develop or pioneer a technologically advanced economy. It is impossible because you are Awasa Fulani. You are Awasa Fulani. You are beneath contempt, as a matter of fact. And that is also the truth. If not, why would Fulani convince you and conquer you? In return, you conquered other places for them. No Awasa man actually has ever been the head of state of the zoo. Do you know that? It's always Fulani. Always Fulani. All the time. What is this one about? It's about a notorious lecturer who has now been nabbed. A senior lecturer in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Crew Tech. Where on earth is this Crew Tech? In Cross River State University of Technology. That's the meaning of it. They said it was a day for him to forget as Department of State Security arrested him because students are now protesting over serial extortion, be it money or sex, before you pass his course. Now the DSS came to arrest him. You see what Radio Biafra does. We encourage people to speak up and to speak out. People listen to us and they try and do what we ask them to do. And it has resulted in the removal of this very lecturer. So that is one less problem for students of Cross River State University of Technology. He was arrested. He charges them 25,000 naira fee on his projects. You must pay it into his personal bank account and send the teller to him. Students, if you fail his course, you then pay 50,000 to have the score altered. He's a lecturer in a university. You graduate from a zoo university. You tell me you're a graduate, and I tell you you are an illiterate. You don't know anything. When I was saying it, you thought I was joking. Here, one has been arrested. Let me give you his name. His name is, what's his name again? His name is, I want to find his name. Or have they taken off his name? Let me find his name. I can't see his name anymore. They didn't put his name here. His name is Takim. His name is somebody Takim. What is the full name? I need his full name. His name is Stephen Takim. He is notorious, as they said, for taking money or favors from female undergraduates in order for you to pass his course. He's a lecturer in a university, a citadel. This is the junk they produce as graduates. Maybe he went through the same thing when he was in school. He now imposes. That's what I tell you about wickedness. It has a multiplier effect. It keeps multiplying all the time, and very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. This is Radio Biafra. There is fraud everywhere. Once it is the zoo, there is fraud. Be rest assured, fraud everywhere. Ex-FRSC Federal Road Safety Commission boss buys off government 7-day-old SUV Jeep. He bought it as scrap for 150,000 naira. The original price of the Jeep is 13 million. But he will stop you on the road. Where's your paper? Bring your paper, fire extinguisher, bring your radiator oil gauge. But he has been caught stealing. Welcome to the zoo. A former corpse marshal, that is the big name they give him. If you see him, he's a corpse marshal. That's the name you call him. Everybody's a thief in the zoo. I told you before. You didn't believe me, did you? A former corpse marshal of the Federal Road Safety Commission, Haladu Hanania, another Wasafulani Ndoshi, is in trouble for allegedly paying 150,000 naira for a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser SUV worth 13 million naira. Mr. Hanania is alleged to have used his position as former chairman, governing council of the Adamawa State University to convert the vehicle to his personal property. Welcome to the zoo. I told you everybody is a thief. You did not believe me. Now, I am sure you must be inclined to believe me, because the zoo is horrible. The zoo is awful. Everybody is a thief. Everybody is a rogue. Everybody survives on stealing. Everybody survives on doing fraud. Once the person is a Nigerian, the person is a fraudster. Onyoshikobo. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. Chukwokika Biama is in heaven presiding, and we are here on earth disseminating this very information that will restore his own kingdom to the face of the earth. That will restore the kingdom of heaven to the face of the earth. We are bringing you our news summary this very evening, where we analyze, we educate, we inform, and we make sure you make the wisest decision ever possible. The wisest decision ever possible. We have launched our app, and it is free for you to download. It is free for you to download. The things we provide for free on Radio Biafra is untrue. Do you see how funny our people are? Nobody asks, how do we pay for all these things? Oh, I want CHK in my village. They will never ask themselves, but who are the people actually paying for it? Or you think it falls from heaven? No, it doesn't fall from heaven. Someone has to. Someone needs to. Someone always pays for it. They are IPOB family members, and most of them are in the diaspora. They are in the diaspora. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct, and our lines are now opened up. Our lines are open, and you are free to call Radio Biafra. You are free to call Radio Biafra. Our lines are open.
Nigeria cry for justice. Listen to the voice of the people. From the east side, the voice started to rise. A mind speak truth, they cover up with lies. He say, make we open our eyes. Make we see the danger before he's surprised. He shout from the radio waves. He talk about the future and the grave. But many people laughed that time. Now the whole nation, they feel the sign. When one man cried for justice and the world refused to hear. The pain don't be for one tribe, the pain belong to everywhere. Freedom for Namdi Kanu, freedom for Nigeria. If one voice speak the truth, why the chains still there? Freedom for justice, freedom for the land. If one man fight for the people, then the people must stand. Freedom for the land, freedom for the land, freedom for the land. He talks in darkness, they come. Blood for village, tears for home. Farmers cry for the field. Many stories never revealed. From Benue to Plateau, from Kaduna to the east side road. People they ask the same question: why peace still hard to hold? Different tribes but one nation. Ain't no religion. If justice stands for the truth, then freedom must come soon. Freedom for Kanu today, freedom for Nigeria tomorrow. If justice no speak today, the land go drown in sorrow. Freedom for the people, freedom for the land. Nigeria rest together, make peace hold our hands.